Hi guys, I'm Rick. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making spaghetti meatballs in the Ninja 3-in-1 multi-cooker. Alright, I'm going to start out here by making my meatballs, and no, I'm not using the crappy frozen ones like they show in the infomercials. I'm going to make homemade meatballs. And in this bowl here I have 2 pounds of lean hamburger and a pound of pork sausage. And I'm going to start seasoning this. I'm going to put in some salt here. And I'm going to go for about a half a teaspoon of salt. And the same with the pepper, half a teaspoon. Alright, I have some seasoning salt here. I'm going to go for about a half a teaspoon of that. About a quarter of a teaspoon of celery seed. Half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, or better. Half a teaspoon of oregano. Now I would normally dice up fresh onions and garlic, but like Melissa always says that I worked late today and I don't feel like doing it, so I'm using some dried minced onions, but you can dice up fresh if you like. And I'm going to go for probably about a teaspoon of these. Let me open this up here. And I have some garlic powder. About a half a teaspoon of that. Now I have some shredded Parmesan cheese like you put on top of your spaghetti. I'm going to go for about a teaspoon of that. And I'm going to crack in 1 egg. And I'm going to add some breadcrumb to this. I'm going to go for about a quarter of a cup for now. I'm going to get in here and stir this up, or mix this up rather. After I get this all mixed up, I'm going to go ahead and form my meatballs and put them over here on a cookie sheet that I have lined with some paper towel just for now. Then I'm going to have to go ahead and add in some more breadcrumb. Okay, now that I have all my meatballs made, and don't ask me how many I got because I didn't count, I'm going to set them aside for just now until I warm up my Ninja. Alright, I have my Ninja warming up on stovetop high, and I'm going to start loading in my meatballs because I want to brown them. And then I'm not going to use any oil in here because this, even though the hamburger is lean, the pork is fatty and that'll produce oil as these fry. And I want to get a nice brown searing on all sides of these meatballs. And I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 batches because the wife counted for me and she said I got something like 34 of them. So I'm going to load these in here and brown them up, and then I'll be back. Alright, now that my meatballs are browned, I'm going to pull these out of here and I'm going to start to build my sauce for our spaghetti and meatballs. Okay, now that I have my meatballs out of here, I was concerned that I might have to take some of this oil out of here, grease, but there really isn't that much in there. And I'm going to let that in there because it's going to help season my sauce. I have two 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes, and I have this on stovetop high. I'm just going to go ahead and add those in there. Starting to flash like a son of a gun. I might turn this down to low for now. Alright, now I'm going to also add in 2 cups of water to that. Try to calm that down a little bit. Alright, let me get a spoon here. Give this a stir. And normally when I would make spaghetti sauce, I would put sauce, paste, and tomato juice in. But since I'm doing this in the Ninja, and I'm going to be cooking my pasta right in with the sauce, I want to make sure I have enough fluid in here, liquid, because that pasta is going to drink that up as it cooks. Alright, and I'm going to turn this back up a little bit. Alright, now that my sauce is starting to warm up, I'm going to start seasoning it. I'm going to start out by adding my sugar in first. And the reason I let the sauce warm up is because when it's cold, it has more of a tomato taste until it gets warm. Now I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of sugar. Stir it up good. I'm going to give it a taste. And you want to go slow because you can always add more, but if you get too much in, you can't take away. Give this a taste. A little more. And this is different than the Ninja recipe. I just took the idea and I'm making it my own, because I like homemade sauce a lot more than jarred. I mean, I will use jarred for certain things, but I like to make homemade if I can do it. Taste this. Okay, let's go with the sugar. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt in there. About a half a teaspoon. Give that a stir. Okay, that's good. I'm going to add my oregano next. And I'm going to go for about a half a teaspoon of that. Stir that in there. And as those meatballs cook in there, they'll release their juices, and that'll help season this sauce even more, make it that much more better. Okay, let me taste this. Just a hair more. I'm going to add in some Italian seasoning, and I'm going to go for a half a teaspoon of that. Stir this up. And if you want to make this, you have a Ninja and you want to make it with jarred sauce, feel free. Or if you want to do it by the Ninja recipe, you could do it that way too. It's just, my wife has off tonight. She loves homemade meatballs, so I thought I'd spoil her. And make something a little different. Just a little more of this. And now I'm going to add in some celery seed. And this stuff goes a long way, so you want to take it easy on this. I'm going to put about a quarter of a teaspoon in there and give it a taste. And as this cooks, these spices will release more of their oils, and the flavors will develop even further and better than they taste right now. So, okay, let me give this a taste. Oops, I can put that in my hand. Dum dum. That's tasting good. Okay, and I switched this from my stovetop medium setting to oven at 300, and I set my timer for 25 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and drop my spaghetti in here. And this is a 1 pound pack of spaghetti. You could probably do this with just about any kind of pasta you like, and I might experiment with other pastas in other videos. Okay, now that I have all my spaghetti in there. And you can break this in half if you like, but I want to keep it whole. I'm going to give this a little stir to separate that spaghetti, get some sauce in there so it doesn't stick together. Alright, now I'm going to return my meatballs back in here. Adding all of them back in on top. Alright, I have all my meatballs in here. Set at 300 for 25 minutes. It's starting to come up to a boil. I'm going to put my lid on here, and every so often, maybe like every 10 minutes, I'll get in here and stir it. Make sure the spaghetti isn't sticking together. And after 25 minutes, I'll check to make sure the pasta is done. Alright, this is done. I had even an additional 5 minutes, so it'll cook for a half hour. So let's go ahead and plate this up and see what we got. I'm going to finish this off by topping with some more of that Parmesan cheese. Alright, there you have it. Homemade spaghetti meatballs in a Ninja 3-in-1 multi-cooker. Give it a try. I think you'll like it, and until next time, I'll see ya.